Mr. Deputy President, when I walked in here this morning, I had one intention: to speak on the first motion to do with the borrowing to support resilience in the fire service. And the reason is because I felt that the idea of the youth economy has been around. It was on the campaign trail. It has been materialized into the opening and official launch of a youth economy agency. We've seen on the television, on social media, the programs and the deliverables of the youth economy agency. And so I was of perhaps the naive belief that something like that has not been enclosed in a chamber, whatever has been done or whatever is being done is there for the world to see. To the point where the Caribbean Development Bank and other regional agencies, and I have heard the Honorable Prime Minister at many forums which he attends and where he addresses the gathering, speak of the youth economy. And I have heard the feedback and I have heard the applause from regional entities. Applaud this initiative, Mr. Deputy President. And so I was of the belief, as St. Lucians who are seeing the tangible deliverables of this project of a youth economy agency, you expected that when you come into this chamber to approve or to ask for the approval of the House for a motion which will help support and therefore expand or increase or enlarge such an initiative, that it would be met with happy choruses, Mr. Deputy President. But instead, we get the usual. We get the usual. Moi l'évêque moi apprend les cheval changer met il change pas. That's what I learned growing up, Mr. Deputy President. And this is exactly what is going on here. Except the horseman who fell off the horse would not know that the horse is changing strides.
That's
because
right.
he's off the horse, Mr. Deputy President. And so they cannot relate. And so they come here and they posture. And when the camera is not watching, they say things for people to believe it's something different, in an attempt to mislead the people of this nation, Mr. Deputy President. But the evidence does not lie. The evidence does not lie, Mr. Deputy President, because if you walk the length and the breadth of St. Lucia and you ask the young people who have directly benefited from the Youth Economy Agency, they're not singing from the hymnal on the other side. The songs that are being sung on the other side, the young people who have directly benefited from this agency, they're not singing from that hymn book, they're not singing from that song sheet. Mr. Deputy President, I have a friend of mine who owns a business in Viewfort where she does printing and she prepares business cards and she writes proposals and she types SBAs and so on. She was significantly impacted during the COVID-19 period to the point where she had to close the business in the place where she rented in Viewfort, and she now operates from her home. But guess what? When she purchased the equipment for that small business, I sat on her loan as a member of the board at a credit union. But you know why she came to the credit union for the loan, Mr. Deputy President? It's because she had done the SLDBs and she had done the bail funds. She got the business registered and there were stumbling blocks all along the way. As a very close friend of mine, I too assisted her to start up the first few little documents and so on that she had to pay the stamps and so on. I assisted her. The firstborn of a mother of 3 with 2 younger brothers, to see through at secondary school. She was the hope for that family. But she was turned down at almost every avenue. You know why? She didn't have nenen, she didn't have power, she didn't have teeth, she didn't have money in the bank, she did not have collateral. And so she was turned down. Until as a family, she is related in terms of family as well, we were able to patch up to be able to put on her shares at the credit union so she could have gotten a loan at the credit union. But the story didn't stop there, because when COVID-19 hit and she went to the credit union to get a, how do you call it, a moratorium on her loan. That's how she attempted to survive during COVID-19. But the landlord was asking for the rent, this was asking for the payments, and she had to close down shop. However, had the youth economy existed at the time, and perhaps she would have been the recipient of a grant, if I take any ashe moratorium, make waiver from credit union, Mr. Deputy President, today the business would probably be striving a little more. Unfortunately, she's past the age of 35. And so we've been having discussions about her putting her thing back together and probably applying under the MSME with the Ministry of Commerce to get that additional support, to give her that boost to go back out there. But this is a family, Mr. Deputy President, a family that would have benefited directly from a program like this. So I'm not standing on a pedestal somewhere talking about this as if it's something I cannot relate to. I can relate to it because I know the young people. I know them. Mr. Deputy President, why don't the leader of government business go around the country and ask persons of opposition business, people like Tanzania, Matre, of Safi Tours Sufre, people like Kenya Alexander, of Keken Tricks in Viewport North, one of the constituencies who got no resources under the last administration. You know why? Because Beaufort North did not buy into the philosophy of the United Workers' Party. So we got nothing. But this young lady from Beaufort North now got assistance from the youth economy. She has a thriving food business. And I see her so often doing a training here, training there, improving her human capacity so that she can provide to her customers in a more professional setting. That is what the youth economy has been doing, Mr. Deputy President. As Jocelyn John, who just a few days ago posted her certificate of Jocelyn's Beauty Day Spa, and read the comments under this post, they're encouraging people to go to the Youth Economy Agency to get assistance, Mr. Deputy President. Ask Yasma Vernel. Again, the evidence is there. Ask Mr. Jurgen Montoot, who says that the year grant will be very impactful for my business. That's the feedback. That's the feedback, Mr. Deputy President. So, papa, you just can't do bootleg, you just can't buy a cody, you just make package a buy, just buy money in bell ice thing, that's not what it is, you know. It's real, it's tangible. The young people of St. Lucia are speaking out and they're speaking up because they are seeing the benefits, they're feeling the benefits, they know the benefits, Mr. Deputy President. It hurts my heart when I hear people try to water it down and make it look as if it's nothing. Are they listening? Do they know the young people? Are they seeing the stories? Are they hearing the stories? I implore the members opposite, I implore the leader of opposition business to go in the communities and find the young people, so read the anecdotes, ask them the questions, report on the findings that you're finding. Don't come here and try to mislead and say mistruths about the reality of what is on the ground. It's on the ground. No away. No away. We've seen it and we're feeling it. Mr. Deputy President, in usual style, the leader of government business will pull some statistics fast here, fast there. So, sorry, I apologize profusely, leader. You know, I should not do that because apparently it appears that I'm shifting the goalpost there. I should not do that. I should not do that. Youth unemployment in Jamaica, and he talked about that it's now 14%. It's true, 2020-22, 14%, but it didn't happen overnight like he indicated. So my question is, at what point did the leader of opposition business begin understudying Jamaica? At what point? Because Demil says unemployment rate amongst the youth, c'était 24. Ekikum idesan, le ikite office a 2021, It's at 18.61% and it continued to decline, and now it's 14.58. So the leader of government, of opposition business, stands over there and talk about the Jamaica statistics. But the Jamaica statistics were available when he was part of the government. Why didn't he mirror Jamaica then? Why didn't he attempt to find out why Jamaica's economy was going, youth economy or unemployment rate was going on that trajectory, for him to say, okay, let us bring everybody together like Jamaica did. Let's forget about the partisan lines like Jamaica did. Bring everybody together and let's work in the benefit of the youth of this country. The youth of this country. It's the same youth in the Department of Finance who couldn't do the budget, you know. They have no confidence, no regard for the youth of this country. It's like the youth of this country failed to be in existence for the opposition, Mr. Deputy President. So at every turn they get, they lambaste the youth. You should see them on social media. You should see them on your radio and your TV talk about things like crime, because the statistics show that it's mostly young people involved in crime. So you can tell about crime because all they want to do is to label young people as bad, as pabo, as criminals. Mais les gouvernements violent tabla by Jeune Moun. Jeune Moun verifié.
Mr. President, I rise to the point of order.
Yeah. What's your point of order?
I don't mind the senator playing her politics, but when you're going to misquote and mischaracterize what we have said and what we mean, we have never labeled the young people in this country as bad. That needs to be taken off the record. The crime situation in this country is an unfortunate one, Mr. President, and our statements should not be characterized. What is bad, Mr. President, and what we have said is bad, is the government's lack of ability to contain the problem, and their mismanagement of the crime is bad. So the senator, please clarify that. We have never said young people are bad. Please. I have never said that. I didn't quote Jamaica's youth unemployment numbers. I quote Jamaica's overall unemployment numbers, which stands...
That's not just now. You have one point of order at a time, please. So you wish to raise or take issue with the fact that she said that you or members of your party have said that the youth are bad. Yeah. Okay, so let's deal with that.
That's one.
Sorry, unless you have very specific quotes that you wish to make, I would ask you to withdraw the particular statement.
Mr. Deputy President, I did not say what the member opposite is saying. I said, what I said is that they talk about crime all the time. I'm saying that the statistics show that it's a lot of young people involved in criminal activity. I am saying that based on that, it looks like they're perpetuating that thing about crime. I never said they said it was young people. That's not what I said.
No, you did go on to say that they are focusing on those statistics because they wish to say that young people are bad.
But I never said this. I didn't say they said it.
Just withdraw the statement and you can move on.
Oh, fair enough. I stand by it, but I didn't say I said it. But if you wish me to withdraw, I will withdraw.
Thank you.
Calm the contention, I will withdraw.
That's class.
Yes.
Yeah. The other one, Mr. President, and I'm sorry for interrupting the senator's presentation. The senator stated that I said Jamaica's youth unemployment rate is 14 point whatever. I didn't say that. I said Jamaica's overall unemployment rate is at 4 point something, right? It's either 4.8 or 4.5, one of those numbers. So I just want to, that's more of a clarification rather than a point of order.
Well, if it's a clarification, she didn't have to yield. But in any case, I don't, from what I remember she said, she did say it was the overall rate was 14-something% in St. Lucia and mentioned Jamaica as well. She didn't focus on youth unemployment specifically.
Yeah, but Jamaica is 4 point.
Yes, for general. I think you all are both on the same page, actually.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I heard 14%.
Yes, St. Lucia's overall unemployment rate.
That's incorrect. It's St. Lucia's overall unemployment rate is 16.5%.
Continue, please, Senator.
Lower statistics.
The statistics I quoted with regards to Jamaica, I did not repeat what the member said. I said the member used Jamaica's rates. I used the youth employment rates of Jamaica. And I said that it had been trending downward for a couple years. And I gave the statistics for youth unemployment. I did not quote the member's numbers. I simply used the same country that he used to say that Jamaica's youth unemployment had been trending downwards. It trended downwards whilst you were in government. You should have understudied Jamaica and benchmarked Jamaica. That's what I said. Fair enough. Okay. So, Mr. Deputy President, you see they get testy when it's you interrupting them, but they feel the largesse to do it. We can both do it on both sides of the house. Mr. Deputy President, again, I'm saying that this government has continued to show a specific and strategic focus on the youth. And earlier in my previous presentation, I spoke of a member who sat as a government minister on in the current opposition, who sat as a government minister in the previous administration, who has taken a low blow at a youth who's going places in this country. And so I use that, Mr. Deputy President, to support my assertion that the opposition does not support youth in this country, Mr. Deputy President.
That's it. They don't. Wow. Facts.
Mr. Deputy President,
who's coming?
The leader of opposition business, and I thought, hey, finally today we're going to get the answers. Finally we're going to get the answers. When he cared enough to bring in the vaccine discussion into the youth economy motion, and I thought we were finally going someplace. So, but he's still doing deflection. So he's still pakai di Jean Pepe Isala. Pour qui ça, yo bay l'argent, $7 million. He's still pakai di nou, pour qui ça yo fay money, yo fay la. Me a boy kaidi, you all have been there for 2 years. Find the money. You know what image came into my head? The child who you constantly say, do not spill the drink, pick up your toys. But the child falls asleep at 8:30, tout toys la terre. So a boy only pour passer there, tima mai la, et amasser tout toys like me a toy box la. Apparently, this government now becomes the cleanup crew.
That's it. The
cleanup crew for the incompetence that happens. The cleanup crew for the unaccountability and the lack of transparency. Mr. Deputy President, so just bisect me. No, just when they who can define the rest. So why you gave it away in the first place, Mr. Deputy President? That is what solutions want to know. Why did you feel obligated to give it away in that manner? Why you didn't follow the example of Barbados, who said, show me something before I give you my money? Right. No need. So no just buy golo. Bola place nou ye. Buy golo. Ese you sa buy golo bola place.
Yes.
Mr. Deputy President, the leader of opposition business talked about a strong investment strategy in the South. Now I do not know which South, because I live in Beaufort North, which is part of the south of the country. And then I remember the beautiful renderings of so many islands that will connect us to Maria Island. But there are renderings to Selmoe Islands. So the strong investment strategy in the south. And then we heard about the DSH. And on December 13th, 2019, people came out in the nice dandan and the flowery hat. And there was one race. One race on December 13th, 2019. But we never saw another race, Mr. Deputy President. But we talk about a strong investment strategy in the South. And you know something I've never said in public? I applied to be how you call it, to man the bets and the thing at the SH.
Really?
Yes, I did. Ahead of the December 13, 2019 race, I figured it was a means for me to make a little bit more money. So I applied. Yes, I did. I underwent the first training. I don't know what information they got, but I was never called again.
The doctrine.
So unfortunately, I never attended the race.
The philosophy.
But I was hoping that because it was a strong investment strategy in the South, that there would have been other activities happening there. But on a daily basis, I drive that road, and I keep telling the Prime Minister that we need to have a nice big event there, because it's a nice big space with these nice tents, and I saw the pictures some time ago of the gala or whatever it is that was held there. It's a nice event space. And so we probably need to find a way to utilize the space, you know, make it usable. I heard some time ago that the workers were saying that some of the equipment or whatever it was had gone away, and they're not sure what's going to happen to them. A strong investment strategy in the south of the island. I rest that case, Mr. Deputy President. So, Mr. Deputy President, let me just focus a bit on the main aspects of the loan. Again, we see an interest rate of 0.5%, very unprecedented. We see a 2-year grace period. And again, we know where the money is going and what it's going to do, because the evidence of that is already on the ground. It leaves us only to go to the young people and ask them about that, to ask them how they feel and what is going on. So again, I applaud this government for being able to negotiate concessionary financing, or be able to find these loans with this concessionary financing, and to be able to deliver to the people of St. Lucia, especially the young people of St. Lucia. And the one thing that continues to torment my mind is, why is it that everybody else, especially regional organizations, are applauding this government for this novel idea of a youth economy, but many of them now want to copy it and inculcate it into their strategy, their economic strategy. But the people who are right here in St. Lucia, for cheap political points, are going to sit across the table and on my TV and in town hall meetings, all in my constituency. I really would have wished to see, when they went into Viewfort North on Sunday, I hope it tormented them in their sleep to see the road that they did not finish, because Viewfort North did not buy into the Belrose doctrine. That's what happened. So the road all had holes everywhere, and they say, oh, the roads and the road networks are bad, but it was them. They neglected the infrastructure, and they talk about how many roads they built in Grozile, and the little boy talking about, again, disrespect for the youth. The evidence is all around. So even when the leader of opposition business stands and tries to defend it, the evidence is there. The things they continue to say about the youth of this country who are making a difference in leadership positions, that is the evidence, Mr. Deputy President. And so, like every well-wishing St. Lucian, I look forward to the Youth Economy Agency continuing on its strategic path of assisting young people in St. Lucia to change their hobbies and their dreams into reality, Mr. Deputy President. And whilst they say 2 years, you're all still getting it off the ground in 2 years. The Youth Economy Agency was launched in March 2023. That's when it was launched. It was launched in March 2023, and I'm pretty sure the member opposite who shouted it across the table has traveled. If I am a plane, I just come and say, the plane taxis the runway before it lifts up, Mr. Deputy President. So they sit around there and say, it's just taking off. Yes, it's just taking off. But in taking off, 206 persons, young persons, have benefited. That's the average of 40-something a month in the 5 months, because it was launched in March 2023, but the first set of grants and loans were given in April 2023. And so on, for 5 months, an average of 41 young persons have benefited. So imagine in the next 2.5 years, I'm not good at math, Mr. Deputy President, but imagine in the next 2.5 years, 41 a month, multiply by what? 48 plus 6 is how much? Let's do the math, Mr. Deputy President. How many individuals, how many young people, and I stress on young people, will benefit from that program, and the replica effect of them now employing another young person as their business grows and expands. With this, Mr. Deputy President, I want to thank you for the opportunity to show my support for this motion before us. I thank you.